You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. Got an interesting question today. Is good finance economic questions. Should get more of those. I don't mind the finance economic ones. Those are always good time. Kind of people need them. Aaron, you may not remember me, but I contacted you over the summer about my shitty financial situation. I followed your plan of using half my monthly surplus to pay down my student loan debt, and half I have invested in stocks. So far, I've invested around $10,000, and my stocks are doing well. My brokerage account balance is up 16%, not, of course, because I am a genius at investing, but more so there is a lot of exuberance in the market, as I'm sure you would agree. I wouldn't even agree it's exuberance. Yeah, maybe some of the Silicon Valley stocks. What I would say is it was money printer go burr and low interest rates that has caused corporate American corporations to borrow money at very, very low interest rates and buy back their shares. I could be wrong. It's been a while since they came out with this study showing what the cash flows were. But the money's got to go somewhere. And Trump, I think, doubled it on top of Obama's 3.5ing it. So it's 7 times the money supply. Why did the stock market go up? Why did the housing market go up? I'll say it again. There is no investing in anymore. There's only hedging against inflation. Some of my stocks have made ridiculous gains. The best is up 388%, and others are up 100%, 60%, etc. This is great for me, but I wonder at what point do I take profits? This bull market can't last forever, right? I know it's good to wait at least a year after taking a position so I don't get hammered with taxes so bad. Is there some ideal percent gain or time period I should target and then sell? All of this is taken into account. My student loans are sitting at about 60% interest. That's not cheap. Also, opinions vary wildly on how long this bull market will last. And there are some doom and gloom folks that think it's a good idea to start saving up dry powder, cash, now and start getting out of equities before the music stops. I know you don't have a crystal ball, but what do you think? Also, do you consider gold equities as a safe haven during market downturns or just actual physical gold? Get actual physical gold. And I'd also say I'm generally against actual physical gold because it's incredibly expensive. I don't own any because I'm like, how much for that little? It's also incredibly indivisible. And silver is much better, like in a post-apocalyptic world, functional and practical. All right, so let's talk about, this is a good question on when to sell. All right, here's the truth. There is no right or wrong way. And there's different methods, but keep in mind they're methods. And you're right, we don't know what's going to happen to the stock market. The second somebody figures out what's going to happen to the stock market, all finance professionals are fired because we don't need them anymore. And that guy or gal is the richest person the world has ever seen. But we cannot predict the future. So they come up with different procedures or rules of thumb. One guy I know, he would sell anytime he made 30%. Some people put that at 50%. Some people wait for the money to double. Like when I gamble, I don't gamble a lot, but I like the occasional game of blackjack. I have a rule. I either lose it all or I double it. And sometimes I've lost it all very quickly. Sometimes I've doubled it very quickly. And I'm like, all right, I'm done. And my buddies be like, we just got here. I'm like, yeah, I doubled it. Well, can you play? No, I got a rule. I think I'm still down, But, and stocks is kind of the same thing. Now, in your particular case, and other people's cases, they're going to have different investment horizons. Like, when do you need the money? Like, if you were doing this for retirement, I'd say don't just hold on to it. Just throw it in there and don't worry about don't worry about it, because it's going to go up and down and up and down and up and down. You're going to waste more time trying to find the peaks and valleys and timing them correctly. Just hold on to it. And as per our previous strategy or conversation, the goal was, okay, you don't want your student loans going up at 6% exponential. So let's pay those down, keep a lid on that. But then you should maybe want to toss a little bit of money into the stock market to get that exposure. And I wasn't even necessarily like, oh yeah, the stock market's going to go up because of real gains. It's just like, well, they're going to keep printing off money. There's going to be let's get exposure there. And then hopefully, key thing on hopefully, it goes up. And it has. Now, as you are aware of, it may go down. And so I can't tell you what to do. You could, some people, it's like, this is something you might want to consider. You take whatever gains you have, but you leave your original capital in there. In other words, like you liquidate maybe some of the higher gain position ones. So you still leave the at least half your capital in there. And then you just take profits is what I'm saying, but you're going to pay taxes on them. And then use that to pay down your debts. But if you got $150,000 of debt, that's like paying off a house. That's at least 5 years out, unless you get some really good jobs or something like that. You work a second job. And so I can't answer it. I don't know. There's a piece of me just like, leave it in there till you have enough money to pay off your student loans. But as you know, the stock market could go down. You could leave it in there, it goes down, but then you wait another 2 or 3 years, then it's back up. And then you have enough. But I don't know. I guess you could take some profits, so at least you lock in those gains, even though it could go up a lot more, and you pay down your student loan debt. Ideally, what you would do is you work a second job and you just like, let it ride, baby. That becomes your retirement fund, because you're getting in as a young man, and that's going to grow exponentially over time. Not by real gains, maybe. We don't know, but it's a good hedge against inflation. I don't give investment advice. I just give inflation hedging advice. But yeah, that's the problem with the debt is especially that amount. You just have to work it off, man. That's the quickest, easiest way. And I can't answer your question on whether you should sell or not. You got to figure that out on your own. Just don't get upset. And here's the thing. Don't kick yourself in the shins if you sell it and then your stock portfolio would have gone up to 20 grand. It's all right, man. You made some good money. Another quote. A lot of people got rich selling too early. That was a quote. I think the same guy who talked about the 30% rule and then you sell. He said, a lot of people got rich selling too early. I'm like, what was it? They moved out of the United States. Medtronic. Somebody I know bought into that in the 80s, doubled their money, and then sold their positions. Oh, look at that. And if they had held on to it, it would have gone up by, 30 times more. You don't know the future. So I would just be happy with your gains. I'd just be like, hey, this is pretty good. And do you want to maybe further diversify the portfolio? Do you want to get a little bit into maybe some crypto or get into some mining stock? Up to you, man. Do whatever you want. But don't kick yourself in the shins if you don't time it exactly right. And you're doing pretty good paying off your debt, throwing half away. If you want, work a little bit more, nailed. And then by the end of 5 years, if you really put forth the effort, you're sitting on 150 grand cash. Or, that you don't have to use to pay off your student loan debt. And man can retire on that in a couple decades after. My second question is about possibly increasing my position in gold equities is to get some feedback on how to not get hammered when this bull market inevitably ends. You don't not get hammered. When the bear market comes or the stock market crashes, if you have a position you will get hammered. And I don't know anything about the gold market. I really don't. I don't know anything about that. Not that you or anyone else knows when that will happen. Love your feedback. Look, gold, I think, is too valuable. If you're going to go into precious metals, get the physical precious metals. Okay, that's why you have them, so you can use them. Having a stock certificate when the electricity isn't running, and by the way, the stock market that the gold company trades on has been shut down or taken over by the barbarians or whatever, and there's no functional market anymore by which to trade your gold back for money or gold certificates for money, you're going to want the physical precious metals. And you don't want gold because it's, again, too small, too damn valuable. It's not interchangeable. Get some junk silver. And as I always, and I don't mind giving this bit of advice, everybody should inevitably aim to accumulate 200 ounces of silver per person. That's what I would recommend. But what if I never have to use it? That's good. That means the economy didn't collapse and everything's good now, isn't it? Yeah. Aaron, would you rather have 200 silver coins or the electricity to keep working? I'd like the electricity to keep working, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I would do, which is you have to figure it out yourself. All right, there we go. I didn't answer anything. I just gave him ideas. Fedoid 2 for $5. Hey, you lazy fuck. When is the book going to be available on Audible? I got the Kindle version, but it's painful to read on my phone. Can't you increase the font size? Anyway, it's coming out. I looked it up. I submitted it a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and it could take up to a month for them to approve it. So yeah, that Audible lags behind the paperback and Kindle, but it is coming. It's recorded, it's uploaded. First thing, because I'm a greedy whore, I will immediately announce it when it comes available. By the way, links to all my stuff down below, including my books. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, ASO Consulting. See you guys later. Toodles.